Welcome all. We, on behalf of the Lamp Literacy Program and the Monterey Park Library, we extend a warm welcome to all of you. We thank you for taking the time to come out and be with us this morning, this noontime. This is a very special day for us in the Literacy Office because it's a day where we celebrate the heart and soul of our program, which is our volunteers who do and give so much throughout the year. So it's our favorite time of the year for us as staff, and we're glad that you were able to enjoy it with us. So to get things started, we are going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have one of our very own citizenship students, Ai Ping Liu, who's going to lead us. So Ai Ping, come on.
Okay. Please stand up. Please join me in the flag pledge. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ai Ping. Ai Ping is one of our citizenship students. She's on her way to become a citizen very soon, right? And when you do, make sure you come back with us and get your passport. We do passports as well. We do a little bit of everything here in the Lamp Literacy Office, so we've got something for everyone. Now, for those of you who know me well enough, you know that I'm a really big fan of baseball, Dodgers in particular. Yeah, it still hurts a little bit. So close, right? Now, when I think about the Lamp Literacy Program, I see a lot of similarities with an organization like, say, the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know, in order for an organization like that to be successful, there are many different components that need to all work well together. From the very top, you've got your ownership group that, you know, they have that money, that how much we can spend to be able to have a team on the field. You've got a management group who make a lot of the decisions. You've got the coaching staff who help the players. You obviously have the players who need to perform, and you even have a farm system that will develop these players. So there's a lot of similarities that we can see also in our Lamp Literacy Program. If we look at it at the top, let's say like ownership, we've got a city council that supports our department, our literacy program year after year. And I know we have some members of city council here, right? Mr. Peter Chan is here. And we thank you for your continued support. We also have, if we would compare it to management, well, we've got our library board, who is also very supportive. They always do a lot for us in the Lamp Literacy Program. We've got board members here. You can wave so we know where you are. Mr. Dave Barone, Mr. Jason, Andrew, thank you for coming. We also have a friends group, the library friends. We have some friends here, right? Right on this side. Hi, friends. And then we have the library foundation. Anybody from the foundation? I think Marianne, yeah? Oh, there we go. So all of these groups, you know, they support our literacy program. Now, when we go down a little bit lower, we've got the coaching staff, which we would consider our staff. We do have a wonderful staff. We've got Angelica Marquez right over there, Gloria, who also has joined us a year now. And then we have Jay, who's also been with us for a year. And our staff, you know, they really work hard. They really bought into this idea that the success of our program is a result of hard work. And they definitely do that hard work so that we can continue to provide this service to the community. And then we get down to the players, of course, the ones that are out there on the field day after day, playing their hearts out, you know, doing everything they can to succeed. And that's all of you, our volunteers. You know, just to give you a few stats from this season, we've had 40 volunteers who have participated in our program. contributed 2,500 hours and counting. A few who are still volunteering this month. And then we've got 923 students that we have served, and they've received 23,646 hours of instruction, all these students. And as we know, our citizenship program is also very popular. We've helped 73 students become new citizens this year. So we can say it's been quite a successful year, thanks to all the work that you guys do. We also mentioned, the farm system that will develop these players. Well, we can compare that to the partnerships, community partnerships that we have with, for example, Claremont colleges. Kathy couldn't be here today, but we have a few of the students. And just to give you an idea of how they develop, this year we've had 2 new teachers who are teaching our ESL beginning low and beginning literacy class, who both were part of that Claremont group before. We have April Forrest and Esther Park, who are new to our program this year, and they were with the Claremont. So they've been developing these volunteers for us who can contribute a lot. So as you can see, there are a lot of similarities, and we have been very successful thanks to the collective work that all of you all have done. So we really do appreciate all of that. Now, to sum it all up in just a few minutes, we created a little video for you guys. So we're gonna show that video now, just to see everything that you've done this year.
And my job is to help them learn more English so that they can help them assimilate into our society, whether they need it for their children's school, their own school, employment, or just because they live here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we really can't say it enough. Thank you for everything that you do. We wouldn't be anything without our volunteers. So we appreciate all of you. So up next, we're gonna hear from our president of baseball operations, or as we know her mostly as city librarian, Miss Norma Arvizu.
Thank you, Jose. That was a tough act to follow. I am amazed at the evolution of Jose Garcia. Some of you may know him from many years that you've been here before I came on board, but he actually trained me when I first came on as a literacy program administrator. And now I am so proud to say, I can't even call him a protege because he's excelled beyond what I could have done. So Jose, thank you. That was extremely well written and presented. Thank you so much. So, please. I want to thank and welcome all of you to the event that we're very proud. It's one of the library's most successful components, next to our children's, of course, which is pretty much 76% of our circulation. But Jose mentioned something interesting about, he compares this to the Dodgers organization. Okay, Jose. But I have to say that there is one more component that maybe we forgot to mention, is the actual architect. And many years ago, that architect was Mike King, who actually started to volunteer at the literacy program on his own time to teach citizenship. And it was Mike that realized that there was an enormous need in this community for people to learn English to become citizens. And so in some way, we owe Mike this tremendous evolution that we have become today. The literacy program has expanded from a one-to-one that Mike taught to this enormous program that still is one of the most valued CBO, as we're known, community-based organizations, that acts like an adult agency under a library setting. That's unique. The state librarian recognizes us as the unique program that serves so many adults. And when I first came on board, close to 10 years ago, there was always this battle between literacy programs and librarians, because the librarians back in that decade didn't think that we belonged under the umbrella of a library. They felt we belonged in adult campuses. And so there was always that lack of recognition of what adult literacy really meant. But come on, folks, what does literacy mean? It means to teach people to read. What does library provide? Resources to read. So, it finally came to heads where people came to realize adult literacy is a major component to the success of libraries. And so today, we're seeing that finally the state librarian is recognizing adult literacy programs in the library as a necessary need. And so we're very proud of this literacy program, who has led the way. And I want to thank all of you for coming and celebrating what you do, because you're all such key stake players, from council members, board of trustees, foundation, friends, but of course the tutors who volunteer their time freely to give to someone that's going to change their life. So thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Norma. And for those of you who have maybe not been here long enough, Norma was actually the administrator for the literacy program, so it's good to have somebody up in the top who understands our program. So thank you, Norma. Up next, we're gonna hear from one of our ownership group, our very own Magic. We've got Peter Chan, our council member, who's gonna say a few words.
Thank you, Jose. And he put it so nicely. Teamwork is the name of the game. That's why Monterey Park is so successful. And starting from the council members, council meetings, although we still have differences, but we work together. That's why Monterey Park has achieved so much in the last few years. And well, just 2 months ago in October, Money Magazine selected Monterey Park as the #3, the best city to live in the whole United States of America. And just a few, thank you. And just a few days ago, the Money Magazine again select Monterey Park as the 2nd in the nation for people to start a new family. Monterey Park is ranked #2 in the nation. So it's such a great achievement. And one of the criteria that why they choose Monterey Park as #2 in the nation is because of the libraries. That's one of the criteria for the younger folks to start a family. So the #1 criteria, they say, is the graduation percentage. So we have 90-something% students graduate from high school, so which we ranked at #2. And then the second criteria is how many libraries in the city and how many people use the library. So Monterey Park is ranked so high. And so we owe to the library that Monterey Park becomes the status of what we have today. So thank you so much, and also thank the tutors, the staff, librarians, everyone that contribute your time, your effort to make Monterey Park such a good place to live. So thank you very much, and enjoy the Christmas, and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's to all of you. Thank you.
All right, up next, some people call him an architect. We call him a champion, a literacy legend, the one and only, the Honorable Mike Ng, here to present the MVP Award, or the Tutor of the Year Award.
Now, I know that, first of all, let's give a round of applause to Jose, who's been here, I think, over a decade. When I started, when I was leaving the city council and starting my assembly, whereas you've been here every year, and it's just gotten better and better. How do I know? I've gotten fatter and fatter because the food's gotten more and more abundant. But thank you so much. Another round of applause for Jose, and I know he's doing his own educational tracking, and I know that your trajectory is still climbing. Well, I noticed that every time I speak, they always put in front of you something to divert you. So I want to tell you the key word here is, please don't desert me now. Because we are about to, using Jose's analogy, crown our home run king champion very, very soon. So I want to first of all thank our amazing librarian. You really don't realize how special she is. There's one fact about our librarian that makes her unique in the entire United States of America. I have $1 here to anyone that can tell me what that fact is. I wish I had $100, but I've been going shopping and I got no money. Can someone claim this $1 for giving me a factoid that makes Norma Arvizu the most unique librarian out of any city library, any county library in the United States of America and the territories, including Puerto Rico? And please donate to them too while you're at it. $1. Come on, your literacy. Anybody? I'm sorry? Because she is Norma. Are you the Tutor of the Year? Okay, well, we're going to give you another word later. That's not quite true, but anyone else? I don't want to prolong this. Dave Barone?
She's a teacher first.
She's a what?
A teacher first.
A teacher first, okay. Andy Yam? I know that you're in college now, and okay. And some of you Google. I'll give you the factoid, okay, since you haven't quite gone, and I didn't get it either, and we don't get it either. Norma Arvizu is the only librarian in the United States of America who was in charge of our literacy department, who then got immediately promoted to become a city librarian. Is that correct, Norma? The only one in America. Give her a round of applause for that. And if you talk to the library board members, they felt that literacy is so important in the city of Monterey Park that they wanted a librarian who didn't come out of a data background, which is good, who didn't come out of any one number of backgrounds that libraries are known for, but wanted someone that could take the needs of the city of Monterey Park, a world-class community as we know, and move us forward. And this is why what you have today is an increasingly larger pool of tutors and students, when in many other cities it's contracting. So, thank you, Norma, for inviting me, and thank you for being so special. You're one of a kind in many, many ways. So, I started the Tutor of the Year award. Actually, I didn't start it. I was inspired by a young man named Harvey Alperin. How many of you know who Harvey Alperin is? Okay, I don't have enough money to give you the award. Harvey Alperin, and I'll make this really quick, retired. He owned a furniture store in downtown Los Angeles. And Harvey Alperin would bother his wife every day. He would get up in the morning and just talk, sit in front of the TV and yell at the TV. And then finally one day he and his wife saw an advertisement for tutors in Monterey Park. And Harvey's wife literally threw Harvey out of the house to go and check on that ad. And before you know it, this retired businessman was tutoring to the tune of a lifetime of 8,000 hours. One of his first tutors, he helped 150 adults, and then the program just grew from there. And before he passed away, his wife would complain he would get phone calls in the middle of the night from all over the world because he continued to be in touch with the very people that came in Monterey Park and came in touch with him. And that's why I'm thrilled to award the 18th annual Harvey Alperin Award to someone who's equally dedicated, to someone who has a global and international passion for education, who has a burden for people who want to move from the darkness of illiteracy to the light of literacy. And before we hear from him, I want to just give you a few facts that I'm sure you already know about. Number one, he's an amazing cancer survivor. Give him a round of applause for that. Number two, he started teaching English at his church before learning of the need for tutors for their library. And so he's a man of great faith. Give him a round of applause for that. Like most of our tutors, he started one-on-one in March of 2013, but soon taught the beginning high class in 2014, and then started teaching the intermediate high class, and now teaches Monday through Thursdays, volunteering over 650 hours. Give him a round of applause for that. But wait, that's not all. Sam teaches international students to pass the TOEFL and SAT scores. In fact, he has more than 10 students who live in China that he teaches on the internet. So if while he's up here, he's accepting the award, you know, he's got his little computer out and he's probably answering a question on the internet. So for all of those reasons, and you can read his bio, he's an amazing man. Norma said he's a man of a tremendous charisma, a gentleman who is the life of the party. He doesn't let you stay there in your comfortable space. He will come at you and involve you with his ideas and enlighten you. So for all of those reasons, I would like all of us to stand and give a standing ovation to our amazing Tutor of the Year, the 18th Harvey Alperin Tutor of the Year, to Sam Fechenbach. I'd like to ask Norma, would you come up here? I'd like to ask our city commissioners and I'd like to ask also our city council member and anyone else. In fact, why don't you all come up? And I'm just kidding. Why don't we go down here? That way we don't have to be. Why don't we stand over here? That way you don't have to be on the stage. I hate so much. The stage would probably collapse. All right. So, on behalf of everyone standing up here, the 18th annual RBL
Tutor of the Year Award from the great city of Monterey Park, Sam Fechenbach.
Can we get a little closer?
So now our tutor of the year is going to say a few words. So please welcome Mr. Sam Fechenbach.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for the warm reception. And I promised Norma that I wouldn't embarrass her because she was a little bit worried because, like she says, I do get into people's faces and I tell them my ideas, but I always mean it in a friendly way. So thank you again. I really appreciate the opportunity to teach at the library. I appreciate the people that I meet and the lives that I touch. I'm always very happy because I learned so much from Nancy. So I always go into Nancy's classroom and I go, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. And Nancy basically says, okay, get out. But she's very friendly. But I can learn because my style of teaching is different from Nancy's, okay? I think Nancy's a great teacher, but my students also connect with me. I feel a warmth. There's a student who came here from China. She cut hair in China. She wanted to cut hair in America. Here in California, you can get a driver's license test in Chinese, but the haircutting test is not in Chinese. It's in Vietnamese and Spanish. So I taught her English. Now, what she said when she was in my class was she likes 3 things: shopping, sleeping, and learning English. But now she has her own business at about San Gabriel and Valley. But from my point of view, you know, when I was an engineer, I was working on cell phones when we went from 1G to 2G. We're about to go to 5G. All of that stuff is now in the garbage. But when I help people learn English, I'm helping them with their lives, with their kids, with their grandkids. It continues forever, and I can have my name is on it. It doesn't go into the trash. And that's the library gives me this much opportunity to connect with many, many people. Now, part of it's a problem is because I'm a white guy that lives in a Chinese neighborhood. People walk up to me all the time. Hello, teacher. Hi. I don't know them. I don't remember. Maybe they came to my class one time. Maybe their friend was in my class. But it even happens to me in Alhambra, up in Arcadia, Pasadena. People just walk up to me. Hi, teacher. It happened to me at LAX one time. Hi. So I guess, you know, this means that I really shouldn't do bad things because someone might see me and go, oh yeah, that's that guy. He's that teacher from Monterey Park. But I love this community. I love living here. I love the dynamics. The food in California is so much better than the food in Arizona. So, and as you guys can tell, I am a man of girth, but I enjoy this very much. I appreciate the opportunity that Norma has given me. I appreciate the help that Jose gives me to reach out and to touch people. And I'm thankful to God for giving me the ability to continue breathing, see the blue sky, and love this great country, this great city, and this great community we live in. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, and congratulations on the Tutor of the Year award. Definitely well deserved. and you are an inspiration to the rest of us as well. Up next, if you look at your program, you'll see Mr. Ed Chow. Now, Mr. Ed Chow couldn't make it this time. He sends his best to the Tutor of the Year, Mr. Sam Fechenbach, and to the rest of our volunteers as well. So now we're gonna jump right into the fun part, which is a presentation of certificates. So we're gonna do this by groups, and when we call out your name, we invite you to come, and we're gonna stand maybe on this side here, and then we'll have a photo, and then afterwards we'll go on to the next group, okay? So we're gonna start off with our starters, as I like to call them, or these are our ESL instructors, the ones that are here sometimes multiple times a week, and they help numerous students. Some classes will hold 50 students, other classes will have about 20 students. So they do a lot day in and day out. So we're gonna start off with our ESL teachers. So when I call your name, please just come up here, and then Angelica will give you the certificate, and then just hang out for a second so we can do a photo. So we'll start off with Mr. Sam Fechenbach. And April Forrest. And, Nancy Ishino Gilmore. We have Daisy Liu. And we have Esther Park. Okay, now these are just some of our ESL teachers. A few could not make it today, but we do appreciate all they do as well. So we're gonna invite, we'll take a picture right here. Very well, thank you. All right, so up next, we're gonna go to our pitching staff. All right, so in the pitching, you have your starters, which, we're gonna compare this to our citizenship program, because we'll have some citizenship teachers, but we also have some bullpen pitching. Our coaches who come out and they help those students that are preparing to become citizens. And they've been very successful, as we mentioned, over 70 people who have become new citizens this year. So when I call out your name, please come up, and then we'll stand up here as well, okay? We'll start off with Annabelle Chu. And Lisa Duong. Betty Lee. Okay. Lisa Fung. Is she here? No. Lee Zambrana. All right, and again, we have a few others that weren't able to make it today, but we appreciate them as well. All right, thank you. All right, and then up next, we're gonna go to our one-to-one tutors. Now, these are the ones that work individually with students and help them accomplish very specific goals. So for these, again, we're gonna call out your name, and then please, we'll stand right here for the photo. Mr. Jeffrey Handelman. Mary Jocelyn. Pauline Lemire. And Rosalie Toltzman. Thank you. Now, in every team, there are also other components as part of the organization that you might not see around too much. You know, you have like your field crew, you've got your bat boys or bat girls, you've got your clubhouse attendants. Well, these next two volunteers, they do just about everything. We call them our super volunteers. They are a mother and daughter duo, and these are our office volunteers that do a lot of behind the scenes, but there is a lot to do behind the scenes and in the office. So we recognize them on their own. So we welcome Angela Chang and Zoe Atkins. Thank you. All right, and I believe that's all we have. I hope we didn't miss anybody. If we do, we apologize ahead of time. But once again, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you do for our program. We hope that you will continue to be with us. It has been a truly successful year, and we know that the following year is going to be even much more so, because we count on you as our volunteers, our staples in our program. So once again, thank you to all our volunteers, and thank you for all the guests that came and enjoyed this time with us.